What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Big Brother Live Chats. I'm here as always with the latest evicted house guest, Kaitlin. As I always say, it's so sad to see you, but I'm happy you're here. You know what I mean? You guys, tune in live if you want. Ask us any questions you want. I'm gonna ask Kaitlin live. Hashtag BB Live Chat. And then we're gonna get started.
All right.
You ready?
I am ready.
All right, so we're gonna start from the beginning. I don't wanna jump into everything right away. Let's start from like the beginning, your strategy going into the house, because I know I talked to you early on, right? And you said you didn't really have a strategy.
Yeah, I was gonna lay low. I obviously didn't do that. And I was gonna use guys and manipulate them. And I kind of got sucked into a different situation as well. So I think my entire strategy changed.
So going in, I liked you from the beginning, you know, saying you didn't have a strategy.
Past tense?
No, I liked you when I met you last time.
Yeah.
I still like you. You did a great job.
Thank you.
But going in, like, you had a kind of an idea how you wanted to play. Not necessarily a strategy. Was it at all the way you thought it was going to be?
No. Not at all. Going into that house, you cannot prepare yourself for that. It was worse than high school. You are trapped in this house with as many people, and it's chaos all of the time. It's rumors, it's lying, it's deceiving.
It's Big Brother.
It's Big Brother, and
but you didn't know. You didn't know to the max. You think you could understand? Like, people at home think they know how to play. They think they know what it'd be like in a house. Sometimes they judge people's characters. They don't know why they do things they do, even just decision-wise. And people have no idea.
They don't. It looks so much easier on camera than being inside that house. And it actually, I'm surprised that some people are even staying sane. And good luck to the people that are in there for another 55 days.
All right, do you want to just get this? You want to just get this started with Jeremy?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Do you want to get it going?
Yeah.
When did you know that you wanted to? When did you guys kind of hit it off?
I would say probably the second day.
The second day?
The second day.
It was on?
Yeah, but it was more or less like, at that point it was trying to find somebody to align to, and he was a very strong and determined player, and I looked at him as a protecting kind of thing. You know, and
Is that how you
I thought I could easily manipulate him because he had such a huge ego, but it turned into something much more than that.
So when you first saw him, and obviously he's a good-looking guy, you know, he's attractive, so you thought you were going to use him from the beginning? You weren't thinking there was any, what do you call it, feelings there, I guess?
No, not at all. Even like after the first week, I was still kind of like, no, I didn't like really feel anything at all. And I know he felt the same way. I know he felt the same way because we've talked about it. And I don't know, it just developed, I guess.
Okay, that's a good point to jump into yesterday, the eviction.
Oh, I know. Okay, I was so salty coming out of that house, and I answered questions the wrong way. For sure, because I was so angry, and I didn't want to, I put on an act that I was not angry. And I'm so sorry, Jeremy, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean to be so dismissive of you. Obviously, I mean, we live in two different...
You're taking this moment just to talk right to Jeremy.
I know, I'm sorry. I mean, like, obviously we live in two different states, but I will always stay in contact with him. I do have feelings for him.
Well, listen, let me cut you off there because I'm going to help you out. There's a lot going on emotionally when you step outside that house. You weren't exactly sure that you were going. Is that true?
I had a gut feeling.
Okay.
I kind of knew some people were being honest with me, and I know they couldn't be like upfront and be like, you're about to be evicted, but the way people were acting towards me.
So you thought there was a slim chance you were gonna stay, but then when you walk out that door and you hit reality and the crowd's there and you're talking to Julie, there's so many thoughts going through your mind that, you know, I know you care for Jeremy. I'm sure you wanted to leave him a message, but you're mad at yourself because you don't. You know what I mean? I'm vouching for you here. Now you don't have to be like, I'm so sorry because.
I know.
You know,
I literally blacked out. I blacked out. I don't even remember any answer that I answered for Julie. I don't remember that conversation at all. Right after I got off stage, I was like, what did I just say?
Well, it goes kind of like this. So, what do you think about Jeremy? You're like, the door's open, whatever.
No, I mean, I guess what I meant by that is like...
No, I'm totally playing you because I know.
What's meant to be will happen. And like, there's always a door open. I'm open-minded about the situation. Long-distance relationships are hard, and I know he definitely agrees on that. And I'm not going to move states anytime soon for a guy. And I don't know. It'll happen if it's meant to be.
All right. Diane wants to know, who's your favorite character in Under the Dome? But I totally got the wrong questions on this iPad.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, these are someone else's questions, so I'm kind of just going with it. Did you ever see Under the Dome?
No.
No? It's a new show on CBS.
Well, no, I have never seen that.
That's right. We're just going to
Because
go
I
with
was
this.
trapped in a utopia. I have no clue what's going on in this outside world.
Do you know like major things who died and things like that?
I do not. I don't know anything yet. Right after being evicted, I was sent to a hotel. I wasn't allowed to have my phone, no internet. I don't know anything.
Do you know yesterday there was an animal created that's called a zonkey? It's
What?
half zebra, half donkey.
No way.
Yeah, but that's for another
I
time.
bet that's not attractive.
Okay, another thing that Julie asked yesterday was that you were part of a Mean Girls club. Did you have any time or any chance to research any of it? Do you know anything that's going on, really?
I have been asked that question all day, and it makes me upset because I went in there being Minnesota nice. I didn't cause any serious issues with anybody in there. Definitely not as many issues as Erin created for herself. And I was nice to everybody. I mean, I definitely aligned with the wrong side and some very catty girls. And I mean, I ended up sticking up for other people in the house when they were talking.
Like I said, it's very high schooly. You know what I mean? So it's you. Of course, everyone has regrets of what they happened in the house and things like that. But here, we got the questions right here. Abby asked if you knew the personalities of everyone from the start, would you have different allies?
Oh yeah.
Well, you could see the questions more than me now.
Yeah, definitely. I would have lined with somebody else.
Good question, Abby. Right on point.
Right on point. You know, Andy was somebody that I truly liked right off the beginning.
Keep going.
And
This is live. We just do it.
and you know, Andy was working with Helen, and I thought that Helen was a very trustworthy and loyal player. I learned differently today, but I mean, what can you do? You can't really take back what you did, and it's hard.
Do you have regrets?
No, I mean, I had a fantastic experience, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I mean, regretting being so close to Erin, she brought out a couple different characteristics in me that I was not a fan of. Like that one night, flipping of the bed. I got ruthless that night, and that's not really me.
Right. But like, again, you're guilty kind of by association.
For sure,
you know?
and it sucks. It sucks. Oh.
What are you going to do? Okay, Kirsten asks, is it hard knowing that that the house guests were blatantly lying to your face all week, especially Andy?
Yes, it sucks, but I mean, that's the name of the game.
We're good.
People are deceiving. Kudos to them for being fantastic at playing the game, but I'm definitely hurt by it, and that's exactly why I didn't say goodbye to anybody. I didn't want to say anything that I would regret, and I just walked out of there, and I know that I will see them all finale night, and by that time, I won't be holding any grudges.
Really? So you didn't hug Erin on the way out. Is there bad blood there?
Not bad blood. I mean, I'm more or less angry that she threw me underneath the bus, but it is what it is. It's a game at the end of the day.
All right, well, Kaz wants to know, what do you think about being called Mean Girls in public? How are you going to handle that
I hate it. I hate it, because I'm such a sweet girl. And I think that the majority of the time of me being in the house really shows that, especially if people watch live feeds.
And people do, trust me. You don't know how the fans react, how into it they are in this game.
Yeah, so back me up. I was definitely nice to everybody in that house.
You're gonna have some explaining to do. I'm kidding. I'm talking about Jeremy too.
Oh God.
Ashley asked, do you realize Erin threw you under the bus multiple times to save herself this week?
I mean, I know it now. I didn't know it at the time.
You don't look at the questions, I do.
Why can't I look at the
I'm
question?
just kidding. You gotta answer them.
I mean,
Did you know that?
I started to distance myself from Erin the night that she flipped the bed because I knew that she was super catty and I didn't want to be part of it anymore or associated with her. But it was hard for me because I gave her my loyalty day two and I wanted to be a very loyal person in this game, and that was very difficult for me to decide. And I mean, not campaigning, I thought I wouldn't have to because all week I was told.
Thanks for answering the next question.
No, it's at the bottom of her question. Do you regret not campaigning?
I know,
And
but nobody
do.
knows that's the next question. This is all over the place. I love it. Yeah, do you regret not campaigning? Campaigning? Whatever.
I mean, I do now, kind of, but at the time, I didn't think I needed to. I was told that I was a pawn. I was told that I was safe all week, and Helen told me that I was going to be safe and that she was going to protect me, along with Alyssa and Andy. Now that I know that they lied to my face,
So
I'm a little upset about. But I thought I just needed to cover my bases, and I can't do anything about it now.
You formed a little alliance there right at the end. Spencer and Howard were involved, and it was who else was in there?
Judd and Gina Marie.
Judd and Gina Marie. I mean, there is so many alliances made this season.
It's ridiculous.
People are making alliances and then jumping ship.
It's
like
awful.
crazy.
You can't trust anybody in that house. That was the hardest part for me. It's because in the very beginning, I think I was too trusting, and that was my downfall. But I more or less, that was kind of a fake alliance. I just thought that I needed the numbers.
You had to hold on to some.
Yeah, I lost my I lost my companion in the house, and he was the closest person to me, and I trusted him. And it sucks because I felt very vulnerable, and I was alone. So I just thought that I got some numbers together to try and save me, and it did not work out in my favor.
Well, Christy wants to know, why didn't you go out guns blazing and call everyone out on the alliance on the way out of the house?
Because I wanted to still kind of be classy, even though I just stormed out of there. I didn't want to regret anything that I would say, and I didn't want to snap and look stupid. So I just held it together and just walked right out. And I think that's why I was so salty in my interview with Julie.
Well, again, there's a lot of emotions playing into that. So, you did all right. You walked out. You didn't say goodbye. You were mad. I'm sure there was other things on your mind that you
Definitely.
that you wanted to say.
There was a lot of things I wanted to say.
Well, go ahead and say them.
I mean, like, now that anger part is over because I'm already out here and I'm back into civilization, which is insanely weird.
Not yet. Almost.
I mean, almost, but...
Are you looking forward to going back? It's kind of bittersweet?
I am. It is super bittersweet. I'm excited to talk to my family and my friends, and I'm excited to kind of get on. I know there's going to be bad things and there's going to be good things on the social media, but I'm excited to see them.
Take it all in stride. Just first off, enjoy the experience because it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
It was crazy, and I would never, ever regret it. It was the most amazing experience I've ever had in my life, and thank you to CBS for choosing me out of thousands of people to put me in that house.
Well, you're welcome. I didn't pick you, but someone did.
The twist sucked, but...
Okay, what do you think about the twist?
Of Rachel's sister being in there? I felt awful, first of all, I want to say, because I was talking crap about Rachel going into that house. And then it turns out that her sister's in there with us, and I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And then everybody was talking crap about her and making fun of her. And then that was the time where I was actually sticking up for her to Aaron and Jeremy. And I was like, you guys need to remember that she's a human being and she has feelings. And then she kind of started being mean towards me, and I was just like, ugh. It was high school.
As far as the twist went, how did everyone in the house, you included, feel about having a past house guest sister on?
I don't know. She definitely doesn't compete like her sister does, nor does she play the game the same way. I don't know.
Like, did you guys feel like she had more of an advantage? Like, you know, maybe I deserved it more than her.
I think she definitely had an advantage in the game, and she got out the strongest players in the very beginning.
Okay, Valentine wants to know, do you think in hindsight, if you would have, the week you got evicted, should you have used that POV on Jeremy? Do you think that would have changed anything? Like if you would have kept yourself on the, you know what I mean? If you
I would have gone home. I would have gone home if I didn't use that POV. It would have been stupid, just like Marcellus.
I mean, it would have been stupid to keep yourself on the block. You did the right thing, and we talked about it last week.
I would have been gone last week.
It's not, you can't have someone do that for them.
Yeah.
But you might not have been the target that week. I don't know. I can't tell you what's going to happen.
I know.
I don't know what would have happened.
Part of me wishes that I didn't use it, so then I just would have left Jeremy in that house to kick everybody's butt.
You know, Jeremy was here last week, and he was fighting back tears.
He was choked up, huh?
He said he was going to sell his boat and move to Vegas.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't at all.
You're such a liar. And then my heart just dropped.
He said I didn't want to ruin the surprise, but he's meeting you at the airport.
You're lying to me
I'm totally
still.
lying to you. I'm totally lying to you. I gotta. Your mind's still like warped in there. You're buying into anything.
Oh my God.
It's crazy. Tracy asks, what did you think when you found out America was the MVP last week?
I was absolutely shocked.
So did you think someone really had it in the house?
Yeah, I thought Alyssa put herself on the block, and I thought it was a brilliant move on her behalf because it shook everybody up in this house. It spiced up the game, and everybody was like throwing everybody under the bus. It was chaos.
That just shows how crazy your mind thinks in there because, I mean, it would have been brilliant. I don't think, no offense, but I don't think Alyssa could have pulled that off. It would have been brilliant to put yourself on, but it takes some big stones to do that.
I know, and
And to think that you guys are all convinced of the fact that, like, yes, that's exactly what happened. Your mind just
That
completely gets rearranged.
Yeah, that house makes you so paranoid. It changes the way that you think, and no one will ever understand it unless you are in there. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
could
I went
vouch
in
for
there
you.
being like, I'm not gonna like make friends in this house. I'm gonna stay independent. I'm not gonna get emotions involved. And then there I am crying. There I am getting involved with Jeremy. You know what I mean? It's just a mess. And the fact that America votes her week after week to be MVP and then puts her on the block blows my mind. And then Gina Marie. My question is, why did you guys vote Gina Marie to be on the block?
I'm asking the questions.
I'm sorry, but America, why Gina Marie?
I don't know. You're going to find out all this in a little bit.
I cannot wait
Are you going to continue
watch these episodes.
Are you going to continue to watch the season?
Oh yeah.
And wait for
I
your
cannot
name to
wait.
get thrown
I
out?
hope Helen wins it.
Oh, really?
I do.
Well, I was saying
as
that
much
for the
as
end.
she betrayed me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, no, go ahead.
As much as she betrayed me towards the end, I hope she wins it for her family. I really do. I think she's a great person. She has a lot of emotion in the game, which is, I think, kind of a downfall for her, but also could be used as an advantage.
So you want her to win. Do you think she also has the best shot?
I think her and McCrae have the best shot to win this game.
McCrae was my pick to click. You were, out of the girls, you were my pick from the beginning.
And it sucks because I was
This is
close.
going right in. And you were like up there all the time going into, what is it, like extra questions or whatever, every HOH? Like you made it that far every 2
Every
weeks in a row.
time I was so close winning HOH. And once Jeremy left, I was like, this is mine. I was like, I'm getting it.
So being that dominant during the competitions, do you think that might have been a downfall?
I think that's what made me a threat to go out this week. I really do. And also winning the POV and basically beating everybody by 2 minutes, I think was, I don't know, they viewed me as a threat. I did. I crushed that POV, and I'm happy I won something before I went out.
Joey wants to know, what do you think your biggest downfall was?
Getting involved with Aaron, for
Really?
sure. People say that it was partly because of Jeremy, and that may be, but I don't regret any sort of relationship that I developed with Jeremy. Really, if the MVP wasn't in play, I think him and I could have gone super far in this game together, but Erin's cattiness and her negativity really brought me down.
Do you think it all getting in show-mance hurt you? Like, do you think that was part of a downfall? I'm not saying it's right or wrong, or there is a different
I
answer.
think, there's parts of it that definitely hurt me, but every single person in that house is pretty much in a showmance unless you're married.
Yeah, they are. And it's not like that
And
every
if they're
year.
not, they're looking for one.
So you knew right away that you were going to team up with Jeremy, and then when he started acting like, when he was Jeremy, you know what I mean? Acting like
and I tried to
cocky
tame
Jeremy.
him.
Yeah,
I was
gonna say,
like-
knowing that that's your partner and kind of some of that stuff might rub off on you, was there any point where you're like, listen, you got to tone it down because it's going to hurt my game as well?
There was, and I'm sure the live feed knows that, like, I snapped on him one night, and he told me that I changed him, and I made him a little bit more mature, but he came off way too aggressive, and that was his downfall, and it really hurt both of us.
It did, because boom, boom.
But
You guys are...
I have never in my life met somebody that was so good at absolutely everything that he does, and he could have really taken that game if he would have kept his ego on the down low.
Well, there's a lot of good players that played this game. Don't give him all the
It's true,
credit.
I know, but he's very intelligent and he was very athletic.
Well,
I think he would have done great.
I get why, like, he's very intimidating and things like that. Because I mean, he's super tall. I tweeted out like a picture. He's a tall drink of water. He's
Yeah.
got the tattoos.
And he's very protective, and I think that's his protective instincts came off as bullying other people.
All right, let's get back to the Kaitlin chat.
Okay,
all right?
sorry.
Morgan wants to know, if you stayed, who would you have been loyal to?
I mean, that's hard to know. I mean, that's hard to answer now that I know some things. You know what I mean?
So who do you think you would have been loyal to? Not knowing things.
I think I would have stayed loyal to Andy and Helen the most.
And now?
And Gina Marie. I mean, I don't think that Gina Marie really has any clue what's going on in that game. But I love her.
There's a couple people
and she was
in there
fantastic.
that... You think there's any floaters in the house? I'm asking.
Here, this is the thing. This MVP twist was supposed to not allow floaters to exist in this game. And let me tell you, it only allows floaters to exist in this game because only strong players got out.
I couldn't agree more. I say the same thing, but you said it. I mean, I think
Really?
the same thing, but you said it.
Really?
There's a lot of...
There's so many floaters in that game. Get them out.
There's a lot of big personalities leaving week after week.
Yeah, and it actually really bothers me because some of the people that are in there aren't, I mean, they're probably trying, but the way that I view it is it's like people that are in there aren't trying super hard, and it's not fair that they have a chance to win $500,000 when they haven't really been winning anything.
Jeff wants to know, that's me.
Jeff.
It's not on there.
I'm sorry.
I just made this
I know
one up.
these are all questions.
How do you feel about being the first girl out? Because it's been all men.
I know it sucks. I'm actually a little flattered because I was a strong competitor and they felt like I was a threat. That's the only way I can look at it. I got to be positive. I don't want to sit here.
That's a good answer. That's really good.
I don't want to beat myself up over it.
You cannot do that. You can't do that because there's no going back now. And you were a strong competitor. You did play hard, and it's a shame. I have no other words for it. I'm actually thinking about myself, not you right now. I'm having flashbacks to my own problems. But Amanda wants to know, who do you think will be the final three, just knowing what you know now and being a participant this year? Who do you predict?
I think that...
That was dead air for like 3
I
seconds.
know, because I'm thinking. I'm so sorry. I think that Helen, Alyssa, and McCrae.
Helen, Alyssa, and McCrae?
Yeah.
Really? What do you think is going to happen to Amanda in that mix?
I hope they get Amanda out. That girl is so manipulative and so conniving, and she thinks that she is just running the show right now.
She kind of is.
She is, and but she's so...
The good thing
Just get her out.
The good thing
America,
for McCrae,
vote her out this week.
Yikes. The good thing for McCrae is that, do you think, okay, this is a question that I have. Do you think Amanda will go before McCrae?
Yes.
So that's good for McCrae's game.
Yes.
Bad for Amanda's.
Yes.
Oh.
She is being very aggressive. Each week that goes by, she is more and more aggressive, and he kind of just lays back, and he just, you know what I mean? He is out of drama, and I think that's going to help him.
I think so.
Go to the and here's the thing.
And he could win. He could
win this whole thing.
Well, I mean, he could win competitions when he needs to.
Yeah,
he steps
very much
it up.
so. And he's very sweet and he's very nice, Minnesota nice, to everybody. So I think if he makes it to the final two, I think he has a great chance of people voting him to win.
There was rumors I just saw again on Crazy Online. That you and McCrae were brothers.
I know, isn't that ridiculous?
Oh, you heard that?
Can I tell you? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And let me tell you that he's only 7 months older than me. So our mom would have to be pregnant.
That's kind of like a zonkey. It's all weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. She would have had to have been pregnant with both of us at the same time.
You're not impressed with my zonkey thing. I tried to give you something that no one else was going to give you.
That's because I just don't get it yet.
I know. Let it sink in. Let it sink in.
A zebra and a donkey? Why would you ever do that?
Because you get a zonkey. Why wouldn't you do that?
Is it still striped?
That's
my question.
Its legs.
Just the legs are. That is hideous.
Listen, I'm getting back. I'm bringing this back. We got to put a tent on this circus. Listen, Tara asks, if you were still in the house and won HOH, so you snuck by this week and just won this last competition, go for it.
Amanda and McCrae.
Oh, split them up, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody would have voted out McCrae, but I know a majority of the House was ready to get Amanda out.
Wow.
Unless they were lying to me. Who knows? Because that obviously happens all of the time.
You have no idea. Who do you think America's going to put up for the third nominee?
I think it's either going to be Alyssa again, but I'm freaking hoping that it's Amanda.
Really? I don't know. Amanda's playing a strong game. She
is playing a very strong game. I give her props to that, but I think towards the end, I just was sour towards her.
Okay, speaking of sour, Erica asked, who is the most annoying house guest to live with?
This is a bad question.
Why? Do you have too many?
This is going to make me look bad.
You do not look. Listen, I don't like certain people. People don't like me. It's okay.
I mean, I liked Candace as a person, but
oh, that's so mean.
Her voice was awful in the morning, and she was very inconsiderate, and I felt like when I was sleeping, like things were getting thrown around, and she was so loud. I felt like every single morning I woke up to her voice yelling in the house, and I was not a fan of it.
Did you ever live with people before, like have roommates or?
Not, I mean, obviously not that many.
Oh, obviously.
I've always lived with boyfriends, to be honest with you.
Well, that's a little different situation.
It is
than
much different.
I mean, living in a dorm this is totally different than anything ever than anyone will experience. But you have to put up with other people's little habits. Some people are more cleanly. Some people. You have to put up with all their habits.
It's true, and I'm not confrontational. I think this game was super hard for me because I wasn't confrontational, and you're locked in this house, and it forces you to be confrontational to people, and it gets you heated, and emotions like run wild because you don't have a place to go. You don't have somebody to talk to outside of the house, and that's why there's chaos and drama all of the time.
Welcome to Big Brother.
Yeah. I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Was there paranoia set in at any point for you? Were you in the house long enough?
I was paranoid all of the
Oh, you
time.
were?
If people are having a conversation, I'm like, they're working together. They're working together. You know what I mean? Sitting up in the HOH room and you see two people talking in the kitchen, and I'm like, traitor.
Do you know what day you went out? Do you have all that information?
What do you mean, what day I went out?
Exactly what day? How many days you were in the house?
I mean, I know I was in there for 5 weeks.
Oh, you don't know the exact day? You weren't at the point where you were counting every spoon and how many
Okay, wait,
pillows?
I got evicted on the 25th.
Uh-huh.
So that would have been 35
See, these
days.
are if you make it to
35
the end,
days.
these are questions that you need to know.
I know, I got evicted after 35 days.
Okay, perfect. I was just saying, because there comes a point where you start counting every pillow, and I was counting the weirdest things in there.
I know, and it's hard because you can't write anything down.
Who do you think's the biggest star of the show right now?
Alyssa.
No, it's Judd's shirt.
Oh, yes. I love that shirt. And can I tell you a hilarious story? The day of move-in, where no one is really, I mean, it's awkward. You don't know anybody. Judd and I are sitting at the table next to each other, and the first thing he says to me, he goes, I have a bear shirt. I was like...
That's awesome.
I was like, really? He was like, yeah, they wanted me to wear it in here. And I was like...
That shirt's awesome.
I was like, who is this guy?
So-
and he's just telling me, you can't even understand what he's saying to me. And he's like, I have a bear shirt.
J-U-double-D.
And I hadn't seen what the bear shirt.
So you didn't put it on? Because it
never
seemed
put
like
it
it
on.
was rotating between all the house guests.
I know.
You never got a chance to wear the bear
I never
shirt?
got a
You
chance.
experienced Big Brother and you didn't put that shirt on?
I didn't.
That should, when I ask
But
what's
you
your
know
number one
what?
regret, not wearing Judd's shirt?
Actually, you know what? That's true. But you know what I dislike about that shirt is that it's the bear's face on both sides. It should be the bear's butt on the back end. Don't you agree with me?
I think you got yourself a new clothing line.
I mean, they should.
But you can't have that clothing line in Vegas. You have to stay in Minnesota.
I know. I don't think anybody's ever gonna get this bear shirt afterwards.
I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna lift sales.
Hilarious though, isn't it? But I will never forget that was the first thing he ever said to me.
Well,
I have
like
a bear
it.
shirt.
I don't know if it was a strategy, but it was a good strategy. Jen wants to know, closing out, Gina Marie was the only person who hugged you on the way out, which we touched on, and you whispered something to her. Do you remember?
No, I do not remember her. Maybe it was an I love you or goodbye. I really don't remember.
I could have swore I heard they put the mics on loud and they're like, tune in to BB live chats every week. Did you say that?
I did say that. No, I mean, Gina Marie was the only person that I knew had my back at that point. And I love her to death.
But you're not pulling for her. Are you?
I don't.
You don't love someone to death and hope they lose.
I'm not saying that I hope she loses. I hope she
I'm just kidding you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still playing
that
off your Big Brother mind right now.
That yogurt competition, she blew me away.
She was great.
It was unreal.
Oh, you guys get to see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, I literally was on her side, and I'm getting ice cream in my hand so I can just sit there and eat it out of my hand so I could watch her. Instead of sticking my head underneath there.
She put it down. She was a champ.
I have never seen that in my life. She won that competition, and I am happy to say that I went 5 weeks with never being a have-not.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, I'm happy about that
Like I'm
one.
saying, you played a strong game.
I did, and it sucks, but the competitions were my favorite part.
Isn't it amazing how they do the backyard up? It's incredible.
It's unreal. It's
Well, you
unreal.
got to do-
I was not happy about going through the mud on the last one.
You got to just get in there.
I know, I forced myself.
All right, I won't drill you with any more questions. I think we touched on everything. But Jeremy last week did say a poem
Oh
for
my
you.
gosh, I know.
It was very simple, but it was a sweet gesture.
Was it the roses are red one? Your eyes are blue-green.
Yeah, it was that. So, as a sweet gesture, you definitely want to make up for what you said yesterday, even though you
Yes,
didn't
I'm
mean
so
it. Maybe drop a
sorry.
little poem on them.
No, I'm not that.
You could start it with
I'm not
roses
that
are red.
witty. I'm not gonna.
You're
I'm not
very
gonna
tall.
Get
Something,
roses
come on.
are red. You're very tall. I don't know. I don't want to write a poem, but I just want to apologize. I'm sorry, and he knows that I have feelings for him, and that we're gonna work something out.
All right.
In the
Well,
future.
I don't want you to leave empty-handed because I know you never won HOH before. What a good
know,
actress. You
sad.
already know what's coming because you saw it on the floor.
Don't say that.
You get your very
I
own.
get my own HOH room.
Your very own HOH robe.
Even though I didn't win, thank you so much.
So now you have something to take home with you.
Aw, you guys are so sweet.
Are you gonna pimp that in Vegas?
Heck yes, I am.
And
Are you
guys,
kidding me?
don't forget, if you want your very own robe, go to cvsstore.com and you can look as good as Kaitlin does with it on once she puts it on.
This is so sweet.
Well, Kaitlin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been great. I'm sure everyone's gonna love you out there. Take the good with
Let's
the bad,
hope so, yeah.
but just focus on the good experience, right?
Yes, it was an amazing experience. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Tune in next week on Friday, 12 Pacific. We have our very next house guest sitting right here. We'll see you guys next week.
Who will it be?
I don't know.
Break down.